let's check it out. Let's check it out. Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons. First look. I said first look. Thank you. The heck is ArenaNet Television? Is this what they call their live stream? Alright. Reading you loud and clear. I'm gonna watch it. This is an authentic experience. The live stream audience had to suffer through this, so I will too. It's a nice animation, and it's actually got me like staring at it and thinking, how could I make that? Oh, okay. 15 minutes. Alright. I know how I could make it. I could probably get that. Like, that's actually a really good idea. Holy crap. I'm making a note of that. Mental and maybe otherwise. I could do that. Anyway, okay. This is... I'm sorry. I know it's like disrespectful to the artists to skip, but I'd rather just look at the end result and give them praise based on that. How's that work? You guys think that's fine? Okay, sounds good to me too. Let's do it. Jesus, these guys are good at what they do. Oh my god, please. Tales of Lumin TV. Yeah. That's for that world where there are like multiple Tales of Lumins. Mm-hmm. That's really nice. What are we looking at here? I mean, this doesn't look very Canthan to me. Oh shit, what is this? Wait, what were they making in 3D? Yeah, so what is that? Where are they putting that in? Oh. Really? It wouldn't have maybe been easier just drawing that? Jesus. Okay. Okay. I like the soundtrack that they're using here a lot. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Holy shit. So this person is actually just like copy pasting a bunch of assets from their stock folder and putting them in this picture and making something like truly fantastic out of it. I mean, you know it's an artist. You can clearly see it's an artist doing all of this, but like the way they do... Yeah, I see there because they're actually drawing now. But like the way they're doing the art is actually kind of interesting, huh? You know, this is one of those things that you actually... Oh my god. It's like you use so little to show off so much. You know, it's like... It's literally like... It's a single color, maybe 2 shades of a single color, and like a silhouette, and it looks like, you know, it could tell a whole story of a conspiratorial meeting happening in the shadows. It's fantastic. It's so well done. I dig it. Same for this. Same for this. Dude, the silhouettes. Oof. Hey, that guy just got a weapon change mid-drawing. Oh, no. It went from left to right. That's a shield on the far side, right? Yeah, fantastic. Oh my god, and he copy pastes some like stuff there to make it look like it's sort of more blending in and stuff. This is really cool. Okay. Very nice, very nice. Fantastico. Awesome. I dig the windows. Whoa!
Resilience.
Oh, I remember. Okay, I remember this one. This is the teaser that they had before, right? Here we go.
This land. It's a monument to mortal resilience. They built new lives upon the very thing that sought to end theirs.
Portals are little flames, brilliant, hot, then gone. Those who face eternity easily forget what a lifetime means, what an ending means.
You know it doesn't have to be this way.
No, Kunavine, it does. They need me.
I dig it. We have seen this one before.
Hi, Tyria. Welcome to the Guild Wars 2
Hello.
Dragon's First Look. I'm Ruby Bear, ArenaNet Community Manager, and we are all so happy you're here today. We know you've been looking forward to this for a long time, and we have too. With me are our lead content designer, Andrew Gray, and studio director, Colin Johansson. Hi, guys.
Him.
Really excited to be here sharing details about End of Dragons.
Hey, Guild Wars community. It's
That
nice
guy's
to
been
see you all
around
again.
since the
It's
beginning.
been a little while. It's nice to be back in the chair.
Welcome back.
Thank you. You know, this is a really big day for us. Back when we started development on Guild Wars 1, our very first campaign was Factions in Cantha. And it was our first ever expansion as a studio. We were coming off of a big win of shipping our first major live update, Sorrow's Furnace, for those of you who remember that. And Factions was an incredible journey and learning opportunity for all of us in the studio. We'd never made an expansion before as a studio, and so many of the lessons we learned from that expansion really resonate in the way even we still approach expansions today. It's been 15 years, doesn't feel like that long. It's been 15 years since we first visited Cantha in the Guild Wars franchise, and it's truly special for all of us to finally get a chance to go back there once more.
You know, small claim to fame here. If you have a copy of Guild Wars Factions, I can proudly say the screenshots on the back were taken by yours truly.
Nice work.
Yeah, that's right. So in addition to being the setting of our first ever expansion, Cantha was also home to the final story we told in Guild Wars Beyond, the content we created in Guild Wars to bridge the gap to Guild Wars 2.
Hey, Lily. Hello. 15 years. They look far too young. Hey, someone came in here just the other day and said I don't look like I'm 35. So if I was doing this 15 years ago, I would have been 20. That makes sense. Fresh out of college, high school maybe. No, college maybe. Not university. And you know, working my first job. So it's possible. It's possible. Yo, Pondwater, it's nice to see you. Lily, I hope you're doing well. I don't look 35, I look 45. Shit. The microtransactions keep them young. Oh. But I remember this guy. He worked on Guild Wars 2 all the way through. So, yeah.
That content, Winds
He's
of
cool,
Change,
he's cool.
was also the last
He's
piece
cool.
of content I personally got to work on in Guild Wars 2. So it holds a really special place in my heart. But today, we're talking about End of Dragons. Basically, from the day we announced Guild Wars 2, players have been Cantha win.
I remember right around launch, there was an interview with a content creator, Matt Visual, and the entire interview, he just kept saying Cantha and staring at me over and over again, waiting for me to twitch or give away anything whatsoever that would give a hint as to when Cantha was coming.
And I remember Dan Howells just straight up hounding me to say Cantha confirmed during a live stream.
That's right. Well, Matt, Dan, and all of you who wondered about Cantha, today is your lucky day. We promised you a tidal wave of information for End of Dragons, and we are ready to deliver that. We have members of the End of Dragons development team joining us throughout the rest of the show, and this is only the beginning. Today is just your first look. We're going to be giving you more details on everything we announced today leading up to the launch of End of Dragons. We also don't want to spoil everything. We're going to save lots of things for you to discover for yourself when End of Dragons launches in early 2022. So let's start your first look right now with the brand new End of Dragons trailer.
Yes. They have a trailer.
There's familiarity in this strangeness. Like a song, half remembered, a tune without words to carry it. I know you, and yet I don't.
You will soon, little one.
Who are you talking to?
Just an echo in the mist.
That looks kind of good. This is their Pandaria moment.
Look around us.
Whoa!
Your children would be trapped in the past, if not for me. Their
Holy
worlds
crap.
are carved from the jade that I gave purpose. I promised them a future.
Oh, that's
a
not
century
in-game.
of progress cannot end this way. I'm not
That looks fantastic.
Canthos, not just a spoke in some grand cosmic wheel.
Wow, dude.
Would a great innovator give up so easily on the promised future?
What a way to announce fishing.
I won't. I'll find a way to save us.
That's
all.
so cool. I'm assuming there's fishing coming. That's sick, dude. Dude, they really like their bubbles. Huh. So wait, like what? Fishing? Boats? Ooh, dude. That looks so
Future
good.
Is out there. What are we waiting for?
Oh, I dig it. That is kind of sick. You know, they didn't lean like super heavily on the Eastern influence or anything like that. And they also didn't really like give away too much about what's going to happen with the story. They didn't, I mean, on the flip side, you could say they didn't actually show us very much in terms of gameplay or anything like that. But like, yeah, I mean, that's just like a good tease. That wasn't really a full like features trailer or anything like that, but I don't know. I'm assuming there's going to be fishing, because that looked like fishing to me, and there's no fishing in the game right now. Yeah, now I have time to catch up on the story. Lily, what's the dramatic change you're undergoing? What are you talking about? Let's have a look.
The new trailer. If you're not already, tell us in chat what you think. There's a lot in there for everyone to go back and dig through and find, and we encourage you to go rewatch the trailer after the show and see what else you can discover.
Okay.
Were those Aether Blades that were back there?
Evidently.
And who was that mysterious Asura that was next to Anka? Could it be the replacement for the untimely death Horik?
Possibly. So we got to see the trailer, and I'm excited for them to find everything out. But that is just the beginning of today's reveals. The first area of End of Dragons we're going to take a look at is a slightly deeper look into the story, the setting, and the world.
Something I'm really proud of in End of Dragons is how closely the narrative and design team worked together to shape the themes and the story of the expansion. The gameplay and the narrative truly complement one another.
They do. So let's hear from some of those developers on the narrative and design teams about the story and the setting of Cantha.
What is the transformation? Are you cutting your hair? That's the first thing I always think of when it's you. It's something to do with hair. Black hair. Either you cutting your hair or you're going black hair. That's the two. Those are my guesses. I'm also glad that they're not leaning too heavily on the Eastern influences. It's like you can so easily just make the stereotypical Asian setting. I'm sure they'll go with that, because they should, because that's what Cantha looks like. It's like, it's, you know, this picturesque. We'll see. But the trailer itself, Jesus, there was some crazy shit there. It looked like some sci-fi tech down in a scary old basement. I'll take that. I see how they're revealing
End of
this.
Dragons is the culmination of so much of what we've been doing in the Guild Wars 2 story up until this point.
We have a lot of really compelling open story threads that we've built up over the years, and we're going to pay off a lot of them in End of Dragons. And I think players should be excited about how we've weaved all these different interpersonal stories with the great cosmological questions of Tyria into some satisfying payoffs that I think they'll really enjoy.
Last time we were in Cantha was for the Winds of Change content pack for Guild Wars 1. And what we basically saw was there is a lot of lingering consequences of Shiro's rise. And we teamed up with this group, the Ministry of Purity, in order to try to purify the region. They didn't stop at just trying to purify like disease. They started trying to kick out everybody else who didn't fit with their ideal image of what they wanted Cantha to be like.
And then they closed off to the rest of the world. And that was where we left things. So it's easy to imagine that because Cantha was closed off, that they would become a time capsule. However,
I want to say the one thing I'm not seeing is it seems like they have not improved the engine very much, and we're going to be looking at a like 2013, 2012, whatever it was, game engine. Well, let's see what it looks like when they actually show some proper stuff off. But like, man, after having spent now some time in New World, after having played a bit of Final Fantasy and seen the new areas in Final Fantasy, after playing a bit of World of Warcraft and seeing what they've done with some of the fantastic zones in Shadowlands, Guild Wars 2 is starting to look a little old. Especially when they refuse to upgrade their engine. I hope that they mention something. about engine changes and upgrades, because that's like, for me, you know, one of the biggest things keeping me away from playing much more Guild Wars is just the fact that it feels like it runs like shit no matter what you do. And it's just, it feels old. Even though it's fun to play, and in many cases it's like, it's actually a fantastic game and it's really good all around, it still just feels old.
They've been affected by the same events
They've not kept up with the times.
that have been affecting the rest of Tyria. The rise of Zaitan, the death of Balthazar, all of these things have had just as much of an effect on Cantha as they have had on the rest of the world.
We actually, as a team, fairly early on, made a timeline of all the major events that happened in the world and how they would have affected Cantha in order to try to figure out how this world would have been shaped over time.
Longtime fans who really loved Cantha and Guild Wars 1
I
are
remember this guy too.
find a
He's
ton
good.
to love. And frankly, new players might have their minds blown a little bit.
It wouldn't be Guild Wars 2, it wouldn't be the story of the commander without the commander's allies. In End of Dragons, we find ourselves traveling with Marjorie and Casimir.
Oh.
I think anybody who really misses Jory the detective is in for a
Oh
treat.
shit!
The most important familiar
I really
face
enjoyed
to
those
be,
missions.
accompanying us on our journey into Cantha
Nice.
is Aurene.
Oh,
Aurene's
holy
story has
crap.
become sort of the spine
Look at her.
of the Guild Wars 2 story.
Aurene is constantly grappling with her responsibility and how much she needs to do, and her trying to feel that out is going to have repercussions for the entire world.
In this expansion, we have really breathed life into every corner of the world that we could.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that, yeah, okay. Huh. I mean, that looks okay. It looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I wish I had like a 4K screenshot of this nonsense, because I'm looking like a blurry YouTube live stream. Is this the highest? It's the highest, yeah. No, that looks pretty nice. I'm sorry, I'm going to probably pause and rewind and shit. Hold on.
You know, there are so many little moments
Oh,
throughout the world,
yeah, okay.
moments that touch you, moments that make you laugh, moments that make you cry. You know, this team is so good
Was that motion captured?
bringing emotions to the surface.
What I'm most proud about is how we were able to really craft a story that very elegantly blends the gameplay elements that I think Guild Wars 2 is really strong at, with a story that just keeps a really frenetic pace.
Oh my god, it's
and
definitely
lets
motion
you
captured.
live
That's
out
really
in
nice.
this world while also experiencing a lot of really cool gameplay moments.
So like this is nice. The like this part that they're showing the outdoor areas and stuff. Yo, that's nice. That's nice. Hey, Sticky Toss Squid, go well, man. Enjoy the dinner. And hey, listen. Listen. If I don't see you again, good night. This looks nice. Bright, vibrant, alive.
There are so many things that I am excited about people experiencing for the story of End of Dragons. One, just from a design perspective, we have so much technology that is improved or has been entirely new since the last time we made it.
This is what I want to hear about.
And as a result, this expansion has some really unique, cool set pieces that I think are going to blow people's minds.
Really? Show us. Show. Oh! You gotta be kidding me!
Hello, I'm Erika Ishii, and I play June in End of Dragons.
Hi. What?
Like Connor said, the story in End of Dragons is the culmination of a lot of long-running story threads, from stories that began 15 years ago,
The hell?
all the way up to stories and events that you took part in over the past year.
And what he said about building a timeline for Cantha was
That was a very
100%
quick hello.
true. I guess somebody who loves the world building part of the job, like it was a great experience to sit down with the narrative team and some designers and like sort of
Hey,
plot
Mitch,
out
what
the
up?
last 100 or so years of the history of an empire.
Right?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. One of our goals with this expansion is to create a world and story that's familiar and exciting to those of you who remember Cantha from Factions,
I don't.
but also accessible and equally exciting to those of you who are visiting it for the first time. And we cannot wait for all of you to step into this new Cantha. Nick Hernandez and Ali B are up next to tell you about map and content design. When we started designing End of Dragons, we wanted to incorporate the verticality that Heart of Thorns brought, and we wanted to lean into the freedom of movement from Path of Fire also. So let's take a look.
Please show more Cantha. I just want to see gameplay.
B.
Oh, I remember her as well.
Content designers, and I work primarily in our open world area.
My name is Nick Hernandez. I am a game designer here at ArenaNet, and I am a content designer for the Xingje map.
So fans can expect from the End of Dragon maps to kind of really feel something new and different that they haven't experienced before.
With End of Dragons, things are a bit more differentiated between each of the maps, and each of them has their own unique feel. For Xingje specifically, tried our best to make content that hits on all gameplay types.
Wait, so we confirming that there's fishing? They haven't actually said fishing yet, but I saw in the trailer there was there was a couple of people on a little boat with a fishing rod. I assume there's fishing. And I mean, will it be the gliding of End of Dragons? I imagine so. But like, you know, you do have other professions. No, I do know. I said there must be fishing. Is it going to be a profession? Is it going to be a mastery? I think that's where you like sort of draw the line. If it's a mastery, then it's the gliding of End of Dragons. Yeah, sure. We'll see.
Right. Think of it like a vacation
wow.
island. It's like
Holy
this
shit.
beautiful,
Oh,
serene,
this is the one I used in the background. Yeah. Damn, that's
spacious,
nice.
Locale that feels both peaceful and not, right? Depending on where you are and what's going on.
So some of the highlights of the Ekavald map are definitely those gargantuan trees, the lake, the rivers that kind of pour into the lake, where you kind of have these.
Are we looking at like a Heart of Thorns level verticality? Because like that's the one thing I think that they missed the mark on a little bit with Path of Fire, was the maps were awesome, but they didn't have the depth of Heart of Thorns. They also didn't have the lag of Path of Thorns, but like they didn't have the depth.
Underground rivulets and stuff like that, where the player can kind of traverse through there. Definitely those gargantuan trees kind of give you that verticality and freedom of movement we talked about before. So if you've got a sky scale, that's going to feel really cool.
Oh shit, nice.
So Cantha is definitely not the same as it was in Guild Wars 1. What you have to remember is that it's been 250 years.
She's got nice hair.
How has that area evolved? What's the geography like now? Are the trees still petrified? Like what's kind of going on with that? As well as the people, right? So the people who were there 250 years ago might not be the same people, but there are definitely some familiar buildings and structures.
So what players can find, or will find, with Xingje is that it is topographically different than it used to be, but not to a point where there aren't familiar tones. The thing I'm most excited for when we finally get to release End of Dragons is just with Xingje there aren't familiar tones.
That's in-game, right? Yeah, it's in-game. They did some like weird stuff with like the shapes and then maybe the colors and like the palette they used to make it look very painterly. I mean, I know it's like it's the combination that they had to make it suit the style, but this is quite nice. They're going to probably hide the edge of the engine really well in this. So as long as the performance is good, I think everyone's going to be happy.
The thing I'm most excited for when we finally get to release End of
Oh my god, and they keep showing those little boats.
End of Dragons is just seeing how players feel about the maps in and of themselves. I would love to see how people feel about all of the work that's been put into the world and the world narrative. And
there's the fishing again.
How that game.
It still hasn't been mentioned, but there's someone fishing. So I want to also say, like, they keep talking about, hey, they're most excited for people to just come and look at the maps and just explore. That's what, like, Helene basically said to me the other day. She said, no matter what, if you just like buy the Guild Wars expansion and you play through the story once and you play through all the maps once, you generally get your money's worth out of it, and it's like it's fun. You know, it's a good experience, and it's fantastic. And that's how it's been so far. Like with Heart of Thorns, that's how it was. With Path of Fire, that's how it was. You can just keep coming back after that, and it's, you know, it's giving you more. It's just giving you more on top of that, and that's great.
Narrative and
it's all extra.
You know how that gameplay and those stories
I dig that about Guild Wars.
Feel, and just get reception on what they think of it. I think it's going to be really exciting.
Oh, there's a few of them then. Okay, they're just showing them out.
Hey everybody, I'm Rashid Alal. You'll be hearing me as Detective Rama in Guild Wars 2: End of Dragons.
He was going to say more. Why'd they cut him off?
We hope you enjoyed the preview of Xingje and Ekavald, how the game and game world are different now, and how those changes affect map and content design.
And that's just 2 of the maps.
Yeah.
When we sat down to make End of Dragons open world content, we kept replayability in the forefront of our minds. We want all the End of Dragons maps to be maps you continue to go to for years to come.
Yeah, they reflect the history that so many of you are familiar with. How Cantha changed?
Confirmed you can buy the lowest End of Dragons and you get both the other expansions free.
So many things that Guild Wars
good.
2 has to offer.
And like Eiley mentioned,
Makes sense.
these maps are tons of fun to explore, and they're especially fun to explore on your mounts.
Speaking of mounts, here's another End of Dragons preview for you.
Oh, cool. What?
I'm Kirk Williford. I'm a senior game designer at ArenaNet and a team lead on End of Dragons.
My name is Brian Walter. I'm an animator here at ArenaNet.
So Siege Turtle is one of the most iconic and memorable creatures from Guild Wars 1 and Cantha.
I don't know
when
what
we
a
first
Siege
talked about
Turtle
a mount
is.
for End of Dragons, the Siege Turtle immediately made it on the
Holy
list.
shit.
The team quickly got attached to it. Mounts are a defining feature in Guild Wars 2, and with End of Dragons, we wanted to continue that tradition. So the Siege Turtle is our first multiplayer co-op mount.
What? Siege Turtle factions. Oh my god. That's hilarious. Look at that shit. Yeah. Wow, that's really low resolution. Okay. That's really low res. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh my god. Look how far it's come. Jesus. Cool. Okay, so they actually bring in something back from massive reptiles, cannons on their backs. Weapons are exclusive to the Luxons, have range, massive spirit, durability increased by turtle shell, carry defense. Okay. Yeah, that's a Siege Turtle.
The Siege Turtle being a multiplayer mount means you'll be able to pick up a friend and ride around together, but we wanted to make sure that both the driver and the passenger had something fun to do.
It's a perfect opportunity to bring new players into the game. Since
The
they can
turtle.
just ride on the back, they don't need mounts previously to
Oh.
enjoy the Siege Turtle. You can pop up your mentor tag and they can jump on the back of your turtle and you can show
How
them around
many?
the maps to areas they haven't seen before. Because Guild Wars
It's a passenger
mounts, we
mount.
really put a lot of care and research into getting their behaviors to feel believable and alive.
Oh shit, that's sick.
I spent months watching turtle videos while prototyping the animations.
Months
for the
watching turtle videos.
Just turtles eating, walking, sprinting. Turtles do run. There's videos of it. I've seen them. So my favorite thing.
A turtle sprinting. Show me. Show me. You're gonna have to go faster than that. Oh shit! Oh my god! Again. Jesus! Is that sped up? Dude! That is insane! Uh-oh, here we go. Guinness World Record. Hold on. Hold on. Yo. Guinness World Record turtle. Let's check this out. Tortoise, not turtles. Different story. Hold on. Bertie, perfect name. Bertie's having some strawberries, powering up for the big race. Yo, let's do it, Bertie. Let's do it. That can't be your top speed, man. Come on. Put your back into it. This doesn't look very efficient. Oh my god, yeah, okay, that's pretty quick. Okay. Birdie, dude. Whoa. Got that strawberry fuel in there. Boom. And that's it. Birdie's the fastest tortoise alive. That guy looks happy. That woman looks happy. You raised a good son. Nicely done.
I think they animated on the Siege Turtle.
Yes, it's a
was
tortoise.
just the simple
Oh,
walk
cute, man.
It really got me into the mentality of a turtle, watching these giant turtles and how they walk.
But this is not a turtle then. Okay, I'm the one getting them confused, but they're also getting them confused. A tortoise, a turtle, what are we looking at here? This must be a tortoise, right?
It got me into the
Because doesn't a turtle have flippers instead of the feet? I don't know.
of a turtle, watching these giant turtles and how they walk and what their foot placements are. If you actually toggle the walk animation in game, it kind of maps out to more or less a turtle's walk speed. I actually did the calculations, and it was like, oh my gosh, that's like the exact speed. Perfect, I nailed it. When you think of turtles, you don't really think fast. So getting this thing to run over terrain in a fun and rewarding way was
That sounds cool.
An awesome challenge.
The Siege Turtle is a personal favorite of mine, and I am incredibly excited to see players be able to hop on one for the first time and really experience the power and awesomeness that is the Siege Turtle.
So can the one in the back shoot?
Hey, I'm Tina Wong, and I
She looks
play
familiar.
Yin and
Oh,
Calidris.
she was just in the damn
and
trailer.
Akane and Tengu Reporter and all sorts of other kind of characters that you might meet later down the road in the expansion of Guild Wars 2: End of Dragons.
The Siege Turtle as a two-person co-op mount is something we're so eager for you to experience in End of Dragons. I remember several years ago, we had a company-wide meeting to brainstorm what we wanted for the next expansion, and Siege Turtles was one of the very first things called out. We all knew that they needed to be part of Cantha in Guild Wars 2.
As a loyal member of the Luxon Armada, I agree. And Kirk wasn't kidding when he said that both the driver and passenger get to participate in the fun. You also may have noticed that the Siege Turtle looked a little more high-tech compared to last time.
A little more tricked out.
Yeah, that's actually a common thread in Cantha. We're going to be telling you more about that. And in fact, there's going to be a article about Dragon Jade technology on our website later today.
Yeah.
What?
So the Siege Turtle isn't the only new method of transportation coming. Kirk still has more to share, so let's see what else he has to tell you all.
Kirk, let's hear it, man. There it is. Fishing and skiffs.
I'm Kirk
Okay.
Williford. I'm a senior game designer at ArenaNet, and I'm a team lead on End of Dragons. We've been wanting
There
to put
it is,
fishing in
dude.
Guild Wars 2 for as long as it's been around. It just always came down to finding the best time and place. When we were building fishing for Guild Wars 2, we looked
that
at
looks
our own
good, that
personal
looks good, that
experiences
looks
going
good.
fishing and found what was the most memorable. And for me,
That looks
when I
good.
went fishing as a kid, I went with my family. And so
Nice
when we bring that into Guild
animations.
Wars 2, we wanted to
Ooh,
think about
nice
how can we make that a
water.
multiplayer experience. You can fish off of docks, or we've created skiffs, which allow you to fish
Wait.
around the waters of Tyria.
How many people were on there?
Fish off of docks, or we've created
That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like at least 8 to 10 seats. That's kind of fantastic. Yeah, there's 5 on there now, but like, here's another seat at the back. Or is it only 5? Is it only 5? Because like, I'm seeing like, if there's 2 there, there could be 2 there. Then there's 2, there's another seat there. There's only 1, like, yeah.
created skiffs, which allow you to
Oh, but this one doesn't have seat. Does it have
fish
seats?
around the waters
I can't
of
see.
Tyria
Yeah, it
by
does,
taking your fishing boat and exploring with your friends.
Shit, that's pretty sick. Oh, there we go. Wait, stop. There was an aerial view of it.
Exploring with your friends.
Oh my god, it actually only has a weird number of seats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it only has 5 seats. Okay. I mean, that's fine too.
We wanted the waters of Tyria to feel as authentic as we could and most lifelike as we could to a real fishing experience. And so there are hundreds of different fish for you to discover in Tyria all across the world. There are so
And there are hundreds of different skins you can buy for our skiffs for the low price of only 800 gems apiece.
many that have been added to the game, and
Oh my god, they must be rubbing their hands together, dude. Skiff skins. Fishing rod skins. Sea turtle skins. Oh, yeah. Come on, End of Dragons.
kudos to that first person who finds all of them. Including
Fishing
the
outfits.
common goldfish, as well as the most notorious catfish in Ascalon, Old Whiskers.
Choose hundreds of fish
End
to
of Dragons
fetch.
has
That's cool.
5 new
Hundreds of
mastery
fish.
tracks, including the
Whoa.
Siege Turtle, Skiffs, and Fishing. Each with
5.
their own levels of progression.
Whoa. That's sea turtle, skiffs, fishing. What are the other 2?
For players to discover as they explore Cantha.
Dude, that is a cool looking area. Whoa. See, I haven't been like mega super duper impressed by anything thus far, but this one looks
Each with
quite
their
nice.
own levels
That
of-
I like the jade rocks here, and like the nice reflections on the water here. Pretty sick. This is good. This is good.
Progression for players to
This is
discover
nice.
as they explore Cantha.
This is nice. Look at the waterfall there
I'm
at
most
the back.
excited about the
Yeah.
release of End of Dragons for players
Hey,
to
Sean,
really
what
be able
up?
to come together and experience the world that we've been creating in Cantha. We've all wanted to go to Cantha for the longest time, and the team has done such a great job bringing it to life. And I just can't wait for players to see it.
Nice. No, okay, that's actually probably the most interesting part so far. I'm not a big fisher,
I'm
yeah.
Chase, and I voice Yao, your local, mostly friendly agender engineer.
I like it. I like it.
Like Kirk said, we've been wanting to add fishing for a long time, and we're really happy with how it's shaping up in End of Dragons. The multiplayer aspects, over 200 different kinds of fish, and the ability to fish from docks, the shore, or skiffs. Skiffs, by the way, are another of the 5 new mastery tracks that Kirk mentioned, along with siege turtles.
Going out with your party and fishing is just a ton of fun. You're able to anchor your boat and then just walk around. You can go fishing, obviously, but you can also dance. You could play sea shanties with your instruments. And if you didn't catch it, fishing is not restricted to Cantha. You can fish all over Tyria, and if you want to catch every fish in the game, you need to kind of go on a full world tour of fishing.
That's pretty sick.
We'll have more details on these mastery lines, as well as the remaining 2 unannounced lines between now and the end of Dragons launch.
For our next look at End of Dragons, let's see some legendaries that will come with the expansion.
Oh shit. Okay. People are pretty excited about this, I think. Gen 3 legendaries.
I'm Chelsea Mills, and I'm a senior prop artist. In End of Dragons,
Whoa.
we're introducing 16 new legendary weapons, all available on release day. This set of
On
legendaries
release
is
day?
inspired by the Elder Dragon Arene, who plays a significant role in the End of
Holy
Dragons story.
shit.
From an art perspective, we wanted the legendaries to show Arene's journey with the commander, from the first time you meet her as an adorable little hatchling,
Aw.
to now all grown up as our own Elder Dragon. The precursors represent baby Arene, while the legendaries represent adult Arene.
Oh.
Arene is one of my favorite characters.
That's kinda
and I'm
nice.
so happy that we got to create a legendary set based on her. I can't wait to see.
She's pogging while she's talking, by the way. She's actually just like constantly half laughing, half giddy. She's very happy about her legendaries, man. I dig it.
Running around in game with the legendaries.
I like it. Rina Hoshino.
Hi, I'm Rina Hoshino. I'm voicing Kunavang, and I'm so excited that you guys get to be reacquainted with her.
Kunivang. I don't know who that is.
These 16 new Arene-style legendaries are all going...
I want to say the one thing that sort of puts me off the legendaries is that they all do seem to have the same skin, right? So it's a legendary set, yeah, exactly. So like you don't really have the same situation where every unique legendary can give you something completely different. New World also has fishing, yeah. I mean, I don't know if the fishing from New World's actually any good, but in this one, in Guild Wars, apparently you're going to get a boat and everything, so that's kind of sick. It's kind of sick.
To be available on End of Dragons launch day. And if you want a head start, you can earn a voucher for one of the precursors Chelsea talked about with the current Return to Living World achievements.
Oh.
And we'll talk a little more about that later.
I am pumped to get these weapons.
I need them.
I'm Arene's champion. Like, I should have legendaries that make me look the part.
I'm Arene's champion.
Well, that's debatable.
So next up, here's Cameron Rich to talk about strike missions and encounters.
This is going to get slightly less interesting to me. I'm not like strike missions and encounters.
Hi,
Wait,
I'm
is this the
Cameron
raids?
Rich. I'm a senior game designer here at ArenaNet, and I act as the lead for the encounters team.
Yeah,
For End of
raids,
Dragons
huh?
strike missions, we're taking some epic encounters from the story of End of Dragons, and we're creating really awesome, challenging 10-man versions of those encounters for you to enjoy. For End of Dragon strike missions, we're doing something new in that we're adding challenge mode difficulty to each strike mission to release with End of Dragons. These challenge modes will be enabled shortly after launch, and they are designed to give our hardcore players, our existing raiders, something to really sink their teeth into. In addition to the challenge modes, we're also going to be revamping our reward system for strike missions to simplify and standardize them across the game. With End of Dragons creatures and combatants, we're taking a little bit of a different approach with design. One of the common problems that we're trying to address is coming across a creature that's of a high rank that feels like it just has a bunch more health and a bunch more damage. So instead, this time around, you'll see creatures unlock new abilities as they increase in rank. So if you find a creature on the field that's a veteran, it might be using one set of skills, and if you come across it again and it's an elite or a champion, it'll have unlocked some new skills along the way that will hopefully test you and your strengths as a player. I am really, really excited for fans to get their hands on the strike missions for End of Dragons because there's a lot of surprises that we've been able to put into the design. Lots of opportunity to work together with your friends to overcome some really epic bosses.
Hi, my name's EK. I play Goric, and as you know, he's the best. And I'm happy to be a part of the cast for End of Dragons. Looking forward to it.
We know how many of you are looking forward to taking on some new challenges, and we can't wait to see you tackle these new encounters. You'll find additional challenge modes and improved rewards. What you just saw was a sneak peek at some of the maps for the strike missions. We can't show you the bosses or the fights quite yet, as it would be a huge story spoiler, so we look forward to when you discover them in the expansion.
And you can expect challenge mode to live up to the name. Cam and his team are doing an amazing job creating diverse, challenging content. All of the fights are a ton of fun. They're probably some of my favorite things in the expansion.
They are super good. We're also going to meet some familiar enemies from Guild Wars factions, like Naga, Kappa, and Wallows, all updated for Guild Wars 2.
Reimagining these familiar armies in Guild Wars 2 was an exciting challenge, and I'm super pleased with the results. The team is also revisiting how we work at scaling creatures. So instead of just getting a bunch of health, they actually get new abilities as they level up.
Nice. So, Andrew, why don't you tell us who we're going to hear from next?
You're going to hear from Past Me about Guildhall.
Oh, a new guild wall. Okay.
My name is Andrew Gray. I'm the content design lead on Guild Wars 2. So one of the coolest things about the guild hall is the location we chose. It is some fine beachfront property in the old Xingje Arena. That's one of the most beautiful maps in the original game, and it's even more beautiful in Guild Wars 2. And it also has a lot of historical relevance because it was the location that the original leader of the Ministry of Purity was defeated at the end of Winds of Change. Guild acquisition works similarly to other guild halls in that you go on an expedition. We did build the expedition a little bit differently this time though, where we focused more on smaller encounters. We made scaling a big cornerstone of it so that even if you're in with a small group, you can go in there and you can defeat it. It's a lot more encounter focused, so you're fighting individual bosses versus like, wow, that's a lot of enemies on the screen. So my favorite highlight is the amount of water.
I actually have
we deliberately chose an island because we wanted it to pair really well with skiffs and fishing, and it really worked out well. It's just a ton of fun to go around with your guildies, going around on a little fishing trip and at your guild hall, like without having to leave in the comfort of your own guild hall. And then also there's a really large guild arena that's right there on the beach. So
this reminds me so much of Shirogane, the Final Fantasy one. I don't know why, but it's like the greens and the blues that they have here, and then like the splash of red on the buildings.
So if you're into like,
I also thought that they might announce housing. Like when I was playing Guild Wars and playing through the story, like a few months ago, I kept saying they need to throw something big in there for End of Dragons. I guess fishing is big. It's pretty cool. It's a decent one to add, but I actually honestly thought they might do solo housing, because I mean they have the home instance. I thought they'd just take that a step further.
Mai Tai fueled guild battles, like this is the guild hall for you. My favorite part about building the guild hall was honestly just spending time in the area. It felt like I was going on vacation every day because it's so beautiful. But beyond that, when we built the expedition, we decided to build one with a little bit more of a story behind it. You have some familiar characters there, both existing friends and some that you meet along End of Dragons that add a little bit more personality to the acquisition process, and I think players are really going to enjoy that.
Oh, that's
I'm
nice.
most excited to see how guild decorators use this space, honestly. I'm always blown away at the amount of creativity, the crazy things that they're able to build in guild halls.
Very good.
When we built this one, we specifically had them in mind. We wanted to leave lots of space for them to be able to build all of their crazy adventures in there. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with the space that we've made for them.
Oh, okay.
Hi, I'm Sarah Skolovich, and I am the voice of Anka in End of Dragons.
Hi, I'm Kelly Hu, and I play Captain Mai Trin in the Aether Blade Armada.
She has nice hair. Holy shit.
End of Dragons.
Wow.
Good work, Past Andrew.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing all of this and getting players ready for their new Canthan Guild Hall.
I cannot stress how beautiful this map is. We
That
actually
was
had
fantastic.
somebody return to the company, Darren Claypool of the Township of Claypool fame.
Yeah.
He came back, and the work he did on this map is just phenomenal.
Yeah. So at this point, you're probably wondering what's next for Elite Specializations, because we haven't talked about those quite yet.
Sure.
So thank you for hanging in there.
Sure.
And why don't you get us started?
So Elite Specializations offer players a fundamentally new way to experience their profession. They give players access to new playstyles by changing their profession's core mechanics.
I'm going to pause right now and say, you guys said there was only one that was announced. You know what they should have done? They should have just shown off all the icons. Oh my god. You know, you want to create buzz and news for your game? You release a bunch of like cryptic looking icons. No one knows what the shit's going on with them. Just release the icons. You know, a big page full of icons. Animate them a little bit, make them look cool, whatever. That's it. That's it. Don't need to show any details. Just give the people that and let them sit on it for like 6 months. Hey Shrinko, what up, man? Nice to see you.
And unlocking
That would've been
weapon
good.
Utility skills. Our Elite
That would've been
Specializations
smart.
for End of Dragons are
That would've been
heavily
smart.
inspired by Cantha. We dug into some deep lore to truly tie these elite specs into the region. We've also broken a lot of our rules with profession and elite specialization design, and I think players are going to really enjoy the result.
Yeah. So today we're going to give you an overview of the core mechanic changes and weapon and utility skills for the elite spec that we teased a few weeks ago. Afterwards, I'll be joined live by a few members of our development team to talk about what's coming next for Guild Wars 2 in 2021, give you our beta dates, and wrap up today's show.
I don't think they're going to bait new players in with this shit, dude. Doesn't matter what they show here. You know, you bait new players in with a good trailer. They didn't
Hi,
release
everyone.
a good
I'm
trailer.
Kyle McLean, a senior
Interesting
combat
trailer,
designer
but-
working on Elite Specializations for End of Dragons. We're here today to preview some of the abilities
know,
for the
man.
upcoming Mesmer Elite Specialization, the Virtuoso. Let's jump right into it.
Okay.
To begin, let's briefly cover the profession mechanic changes. From the start, you will no longer have access to clones. Instead of creating clones, the Virtuoso will stock a blade on themselves for use with their blade song profession abilities. Phantasms will still initialize, but will stock a blade instead of creating a clone when they finish with their action. We'll have some brief demonstrations of different ways
Isn't
to gain
this exactly
blades
like
during
the
this
Final
preview.
Fantasy XIV
Now,
Sage?
let's go look at the Virtuoso's weapon,
Huh?
the dagger. The first skill for the Virtuoso's dagger is a consistent projectile attack called Flying Cutter. Instead of a payout of a 3 auto attack chain, any target struck by 3 of the projectiles it launches will receive multiple additional attacks on the 3rd impact.
That's cool.
The second skill of this weapon is Blade Call. This ability spreads daggers which pause at their ending point or wherever they collide with terrain, and then return to the Virtuoso for a second attack. If the blades strike an enemy during this ability, you'll stock a blade for your profession abilities. Here you can see a blade stocked above my character's left shoulder. Then stocking a second blade shows another above my right shoulder.
Oh yeah, okay. It
Unstable
is like
Blade
that.
Storm is the third ability, dealing pulsing damage along its path and hurling blades at enemies within its reach.
That's kind of sick.
Okay,
Cool
let's
ability.
use some of these stocked blades we've accumulated. Blade Song Harmony is the Virtuoso's most accessible blade song, expending each stocked blade separately over a period of time that deals damage to your target enemy. Blade Song Sorrow. Each of your stocked blades readies itself, then launches toward your targeted enemy to strike them simultaneously, while inflicting confusion. We'll rebuild a few of our blades after this by switching to a greatsword, then using Mirror Blade and Phantasmal Berserker.
That is so much damage.
Blade Song Dissonance. Combine all your blades into a single strike that dazes enemies. We'll regain a full set of blades by using the utility skill Blade Renewal. Blade Turn Requiem will block for a short time and deal damage to nearby enemies based on the number of blades stocked.
Okay. I don't know Mesmer very well, so I don't know how good or bad this
Your
is,
heal
but it looks
skill
cool.
is called Twin Blade Restoration, which throws daggers at enemies and grants bonus effects if you hit foes with them. As covered before, Blade Renewal will grant distortion and fully stock all blades that can be used differently for each of the blade songs.
Sure.
Rain of Blades drops daggers on foes for its duration, punishing
Looks like it's
enemies
very
in
damage
any
focused.
area.
Jesus, not bad. Holy
Sword
crap.
of Decimation is a single impact in an area to strategically immobilize enemies.
And lots of AoE, wow. Wow, yeah. And then the ulti?
Psychic Force is an area attack around the Virtuoso that pushes enemies away. And finally, Thousand Cuts as your elite skill is a fire and forget line-based damaging ability that requires foes to stay in its narrow path for full effectiveness.
Jesus. Nice, okay.
So there you have each of the abilities that the Virtuoso can harness for the expansion. We'll cover the traits another time. We're excited to see how the daggers fly when you get your hands on this burly elite specialization.
You see?
I've been Carl McLean.
You see, this is how you would have gotten people like super hyped for stuff, is you would have released just the icons.
And on behalf of ArenaNet and the skills team, thank you.
That would have
soon.
gotten people talking, I think that would have been smart. Wait, what?
Hey everybody, it's Debbie Derryberry, the voice of Timey, your favorite, my favorite. We're so excited to be coming back for End of Dragons.
Didn't expect it to look like that.
There's so much I want to tell you. So great. See you there.
You see, someone did... Stop. They did release the icons. Look here. Is this what I'm looking at? Is that the icons? Look. They did release them. Okay. Yeah, okay. This is what they should have done. Smart, smart. But they should have done it in the live stream. But this is good too. Holy shit, this looks really cool. What is that? And this one? That's Guardian? Huh. What is the Necro icon? Like, what is that? That's a really angry face, dude. Thief has double swords. That looks cool, yeah. A mask. Yeah, what? That's like a... Oof. Revenant? Okay. Wait, how did they figure this out? How did they figure this out? Huh. Good for them. I mean, it's good for them. Good for them. That must be on the website, right? Oh, we'll look at this after. This is the buy. You can buy it already. Hold on.
Andrew has...
How does the new expansion look? It's looking okay. It's looking okay. They're not blowing my damn mind here or anything, but like it looks like it's got a lot of cool stuff coming with it. You know, I'm not the kind of guy who really spends all his time fishing in games, but I think that literally everyone in our community is like so attached to fishing in their Final Fantasy, in their damn New World, in their... What else do people fish in? Whatever game they play, they're always just fishing, 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 fishing. So I feel like they made the right choice by adding fishing. It seems like right now fishing is just having also its like own little resurgence and everyone wants to fish, 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 fish. But the bit that they've shown off now, it's cool. I didn't see enough gameplay thus far, but I'm hoping to see, maybe they'll show some more by the end of this. I don't know. No, just look at they're showing the trailer again.
Headed back to keep working on End of Dragons for all of you. Colin has rejoined me, and Josh Davis, our head of live operations, is here as well.
What up, Josh?
Thanks, Ruby. Hello, everybody. It's been a minute. It's great to be back at the studio again, just in time to crash this live stream, and you know I couldn't help myself.
Thank you for crashing. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So, how about the Virtuoso?
Yeah, so
like
like
this
Andrew
guy.
mentioned before, we've broken a lot of our pre-existing design constraints and rules around elite specializations with End of Dragons, which I think is going to be pretty interesting overall. I think the fact that the Virtuoso doesn't have a clone mechanic, which has been a staple of Mesmer gameplay since release, is a bit of a testament to this. You know, for me, Virtuoso feels like an entirely new profession, and I think you're going to see a similar design approach with all of the other elite specializations in the expansion.
We can't wait to tell you more about those elite specializations throughout the rest of 2021, along with other End of Dragons features that we mentioned today, like those other 2 mastery tracks. We got off to a great start. We got to share so many things about the expansion. Colin, you want to give us a quick recap?
I would love to recap everything
10 seconds.
today. All right. So what have we heard about? Canthan region, we've got a storyline, mysterious Dragon Jade technology, creatures and masteries, new elite specializations, new strikes, each with their own challenge mode, a new Canthan guild hall, fishing and fishing boats, we're calling those skiffs, and 2-player mounts. This is the first time we're adding multiplayer mounts to Guild Wars 2. And one of the things I'm most excited about this expansion is it draws on some of the best elements and lessons from our previous 2 expansions. For story, we looked at some of the best things that we did in Heart of Thorns and Path of Fire, and then we brought that approach into End of Dragons, and I think it's the best story we've done yet. And then we looked at replay value. And Heart of Thorns, one of the big things that we've seen comments from our players about Heart of Thorns was they love the amount of replay value that expansion added to the game. And so we've really invested in this expansion in meta events, in our strikes having challenge modes, and having a full set of legendary weapons.
Oh, okay, that's
16
fun.
on launch day 1.
That's fun.
There's a lot of replay value, and this is about an expansion that you can play for a long time. And we realize that's very important to our players. We also wanted to have game systems that impact not just the expansion, but the entire game. And really to look at the game deeply and systemically as a whole, the way we've done with gliding and with mounts and other expansions. And so with End of Dragons, if you look at the multiplayer mounts, that is an investment in us saying, hey, Path of Fire had mounts. We're going to try having multiplayer mounts with the turtle, and that's really exciting. Fishing and multiplayer fishing with skiffs is a game-wide experience that you can have, and I think that's really exciting too. Our mysterious dragon jade technology, you'll find out more about that someday, also has had this approach applied to it. And there's 2 other really big things that we're working on that really play into the story of this expansion.
The other 2
For our
masteries.
world versus world players, alliances
Oh,
is
no.
a major
Okay.
feature that folks have been waiting for a long time. And it comes in our End of Dragons time frame. And it's a big thing that we know is about systemically approaching ways to improve the game forever for our players. And then the other big one we're investing in is our technology. And by investing in taking the game from DX9 to DX11, and a lot of the things that eventually will come with that, we really want to invest in holistically, how do we make Guild Wars a better game, not just with this expansion, but for the future. As a final note from me, though this expansion is named End of Dragons, I want to be abundantly clear, this is not the end of Guild Wars 2. We view End of Dragons as the next big stepping stone for this franchise, and we think the best is yet to come. There is plenty more coming after End of Dragons and Guild Wars 2. We're not going to tell you about any of it today, but we're very excited for you all to get to check it out someday.
But we do have lots for you to pass the time between now and the launch of End of Dragons. Josh, you're up.
Yes, thank you. And we've got a lot to go through, so please bear with me. First, in case you've been living under a rock, I do want to bring attention to the Living World Returns campaign, which is taking players back to Living World Seasons 2, 3, 4, and the Iceberg Saga. If you're tuning into Guild Wars 2 for the first time in a long while, you're going to want to listen closely to this. So here's how it works. Each Living World episode is available for free during its Spotlight Week, and all you need to do to claim that episode is log in. Season 3, Episode 5 is in the Spotlight starting today, and Season 4 is going to kick off later next month. And just to reiterate, this is a perfect time for veterans and new players to get caught up on the story in preparation for End of Dragons. Each episode has new achievements available, and completing those achievements is going to bring you closer to 2 fairly big rewards. Like Ruby mentioned earlier, you can earn a voucher for an End of Dragons precursor weapon, which is going to give you a head start on earning one of those Aurene-inspired legendaries that Chelsea showed us earlier. And if you complete the full meta achievement for Living World Returns, you'll be rewarded with a legendary amulet, which will fit quite nicely into your legendary armory. Now, it's worth noting that these achievements are permanent, so if this is the first time you're hearing about it, don't worry, you can still jump in a little bit late and catch up on all this content before the release of End of Dragons.
Sounds like a lot of work, but it sounds like a great
but we're
idea.
talking about the near future.
Like, that's
I'd also like
content.
to remind folks that we have the World Boss Rush bonus event kicking off later today. In that event, you can take out world bosses, which will progress a community goal and unlock new tiers of rewards for everybody. And there's more details on that event on the guildwars2.com blog. I believe that was posted yesterday. So like Colin mentioned earlier, we've also got alliances rolling into beta later on this summer. For anyone who's tuning in who's not familiar with the feature, Alliances is designed to deliver a more balanced world versus world experience by dynamically creating matchups using guilds, Alliances, which is basically a player-managed collection of guilds, and active world versus world players. This is very different from the current system that we've been using for a number of years that relies on worlds and world linking. And we know this feature is going to have a huge impact on the player experience in World vs. World, and we want to work with our players, with you, to get this right. And this is really why we're going to be releasing it in a beta state in phases. This is going to allow us to get feedback on each element of that system before we make it a permanent addition to the game. We mentioned this on July 2nd, but I want to reiterate, World vs. World is a
This guy
core
speaks
pillar
very
for
well,
Guild
by
Wars
the
2,
way.
And we want to make sure that we
Like,
deliver
holy
something
shit,
meaty.
I just want to say, like, every single one of these people had their stutters and stops, and this guy's just, like, banging out the points, and he's, like, he's just a natural.
For the game mode.
Don't know what he
aside
does,
from,
but he's a
Elite
natural.
Specializations with End of Dragons. And this feature is just the first step of many that we have planned for getting World vs. World where we and you want it to be. Now, Alliances isn't the only major feature coming before the expansion. Like Colin mentioned before, he's scooping everything. Well, I guess we already talked about it publicly, but we're working on upgrading the engine from DirectX 9 to DirectX 11. This is a long-awaited and highly requested update for Guild Wars 2. I think Ruby can attest to that one. And it all starts with an opt-in beta later this year. This changeover is critical for improving client performance.
I really hope it gets better.
Ratcheting up our graphical fidelity, which is a long-term effort that we're very excited about. We plan to start these betas in just a few short months, and we'll be back in August, which is just a couple days away, to talk about those in greater detail.
Oh, you remember when Grouch was the esports 2 streamer for Guild Wars 2 and he got a job at ArenaNet? Really? People say MMOs are dead. You got too much games to play, dude. MMOs they're making a massive comeback, man. Like, they're making a massive comeback. There's a lot going on now.
Yes. One final note for me. We do have 4 Elite Specialization beta events planned for End of Dragons. The first 3 of these events will each include 3 of 9 new Elite Specializations. The 4th event is going to include all 9 Elite Specializations and the Siege Turtle. You'll be able to play with the existing Elite Specs, you'll be able to play with the Elite Specs and Siege Turtles in existing PvE content, World vs. World, and in PvP.
Wow.
And just a general note, these betas are available to everyone, even those who are on free-to-play accounts. Now, the big beat here is that the first Elite Spec beta is just 3 weeks away, starting on August 17th, running through August 21st.
Wow.
You'll be able to play with the Virtuoso, which we've got a rundown from Carl on, and 2 more yet to be revealed Elite Specializations.
And as we count down towards those betas, we'll be revealing all of the remaining 8 Elite specs leading up to each of the betas. And speaking of,
that's a lot of
a
hype that they're
sneak
generating.
peek at the silhouette of the next Elite spec that you're going to find out about
very
soon and get to play in our beta.
That's a Necromancer with pistol.
What could that possibly be?
It looks amazing. I can't wait to talk about it.
Interesting. Oh. Now, I feel like that's it, right?
Nope.
Like, Ruby, do we have anything else that we want to talk about
more
today?
things.
What's she got in her hand?
First of all,
What is that?
we've been working on this Arena Elder Dragon statue, and it is finally ready to share with all of you. You can pre-purchase this starting now until August 20th for delivery in January of 2022. We've also partnered with DX Racer to give away a DX Racer Racing Series Pro Gaming Chair. Check out the news on guildwars2.com to see how to enter and how to pre-purchase the Aurene statue.
All right, so surely that's everything.
No,
We've covered
no,
the merch, we've got everything done.
No, there's more. There is one thing that we've seen a lot of you asking about. Early in July, early this month, we told you that End of Dragons is coming in, quote, early 2022. And we've been watching all of you speculate about what early means. I am super excited to let you know that the expansion will launch in February, and you will be able to pre-purchase today at 11:20 a.m. Pacific time. That is less than 2 hours away.
What is that?
To help pass the time until then, or maybe make the wait a little harder, I'm going to let you see the pre-purchase bonus items and what you can get in each edition of Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons. The pre-purchase bonus items
How many editions are there?
are the Flame Serpent weapon chest, the Xingje mosaic cape,
Oh,
and
shit.
the Prodigy of Xingje title. You
The
will get
hell?
all of those
That's
as
very
soon as
colorful.
you pre-purchase, so you can start showing off some Canthan flair in-game right away. Every edition of End of Dragons has some great extras, so let's go ahead and talk about those too. The standard edition of End of Dragons includes a free shared inventory slot and the max level boost. The deluxe edition comes with those 2 items, plus an additional character slot, the Xingje Dragon Boat Skiff skin,
That-
the Canthan Raptor skin, which I love,
Oh,
and
shit.
an identity repair kit. And then the Ultimate Edition, which is the best value, includes all of those items plus 4,000 gems to spend. That was a lot, you guys. So all of the repair kit. And then the Ultimate
Dude, that skiff is sick.
Deluxe Edition comes with those 2 items, plus an additional character slot.
That is so cool. Look at the armor as well. Holy shit. I like it. That's nice armor. Yeah.
A Xingje Dragon Boat Skiff skin, a Canthan Raptor
Wow.
skin, which I love,
Well, there'll always be better skins. Yeah,
and an
yeah.
identity repair kit. And then the Ultimate Edition, which is the best value, includes all of those items plus 4,000 gems to spend. That was a lot, you guys.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this first look at End of Dragons and that you are excited for everything else we're going to show this year. Now it's time to start looking forward to the next elite specialization and the first beta event coming in August, which I think August begins technically this week.
That is very true.
Yeah.
You know, one note I want to add in. So you mentioned the identity repair kit that'll be available. There are going to be some new looks with the expansion that players can benefit from. So it does come in quite handy, I think.
This is good timing for that.
Indeed. Yeah, so
So
don't
save
forget to
the
check out
kit.
Living World Season 3, Episode 5, which again is going to be free all week. We also have the World Boss Rush event starting today, and the World vs. World Bonus Experience Week is actually active running until Friday of this week.
And you can start pre-purchasing End of Dragons at 11:20 a.m. Pacific time today.
There's no
Go
reason
pick
to
it up, go
pre-purchase
in-game
it,
and
yeah.
Show off your cool
Yeah, yeah.
flair. Thanks for joining us,
I
everybody.
mean, look.
Thanks for joining us.
I will say they're gonna play the trailer again. I'll mute it. I will say that there's you know, if you're gonna play it and you definitely 100% know you're a Guild Wars player, that's the only shit that you play. Yeah. Go for it. Whatever. You know you're gonna spend the money anyway. Whatever. But for most people, there's no reason to get it right now. I mean, it's cool to get the stuff in game right now, and that's nice and all. But yeah, there's no reason to get it right now. It's cool though. It's nice, and I'm gonna open up the page in just a moment. They did. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Ooh, I like this picture. I'll bring it up right now. Hold on. Here, so... Oh, this is kind of sick, dude. That's good art. That's good art. I love the colors. What is this massive thing here? Thinking face. Let's check what this is. Oh, yeah. Path of Fire. Dude... I'm not gonna clear my cache and switch brow. Okay, I guess I can. No! Look, it says Path of Fire here. I actually do have another browser for this. It's fine. It's fine. What, did it just update? What's going on? Why is this not opening? It did just update. You're on the latest version of Firefox. Thank you. Here we go. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Clear your cache. This is literally a browser I've never used before in my life. Let alone have I browsed the Guild Wars 2 page. No, they just don't have it ready. Okay. You're full of it. You're full of it, ain't it? I don't need to see it anyway. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You could go to incognito mode. Yeah, okay. Fine. I like the art. That's fine. They win because of the... Oh, there's the dragon up the top there. Oh, I see, dude. I didn't see that part. This is nice art. Yeah. Okay. What is this? What the hell are we watching now? Huh. Cool. Did they do a Suicide Prevention Awareness Month thing? That's awesome. Good for them. Good for them. What else does they... What else does the Twitter say? They didn't say anything else, no. Okay. That was a good reveal. Oh, here we go. Oh, fantastic. Yo, look at that nice video in the background. I'll use that as my new background. How do I find it? Boom. I'd have to get... Oh, here's the full-size wallpaper. Wow, that's nice art, dude. There are wallpapers? No, I'd want the animated one. I'd get it by doing... Well, usually what I'd do is I'd just come over here. I'd look at the content on the page. and I'd look for the, I'm not going to do it now. I'd get the MP4 there. Oh, or actually, yeah, what you can do is hack in for wallpapers. Exactly. You can just inspect, and then it's usually, you search for it here by going Control F or F3. Is it F3? Hello? How do I search? There you go. MP4. There it is. Boom, boom. Copy link address. There you go. Or you can check wallpaper engine. That would take so much longer. Look. Hold on. I mean, I'll show you now. I just want to look at the website quickly. Oh my god, there's another one. Oh god, that one's nice too. I'll get them all. Did you just hack Guild Wars 2? No, I just hacked the picture off of their backs. Huh. Oh, here we go. Okay. That's sick, dude. $79. Yeah, okay.